Have you ever wondered why the news plays the same 5 stories again and again? Let me give you a little hint. Brainwashing and repetition is the most basic form of brainwashing. Join me as we look at the news cycle and talk about why the mainstream media is so gutless and afraid to report the truth. Ho, what's up, guys? Happy Monday. How is everybody out there? I hope Monday finds you well. And this is Troubled Minds News, and I'm Michael Strange, and this is the show where we talk about how the news is the conspiracy. I mean, that's really what this is about, after all, is it not? And it just seems weird, right? Like every single thing out there, every topic, no matter what you look up, whether it's global warming or democracy even, or there's so many definitions that are so contradictory, and it's just absolutely upside down and insane. And that's why we get together and talk about this stuff. This show actually started with another little show called Troubled Minds. And let me turn my volume up. One moment, please. What's up, guys? I see you there in the chat. All right, that's better. That's better. And so, Troubled Minds is a show that we talk about aliens, conspiracy, the paranormal. And we used to do a news segment on that show. And it just became so bloated and grotesque and large because there's so much news to talk about that we could never get to all of it. So it kind of made sense to just get together and do nothing but a news show, and bam, here we are doing a news show. So that's what the show's about. It's about all those things, including propaganda and part of the upside down that we live in, like we talk about in the other show, Troubled Minds. All this goes to the podcast feed, so you guys can listen to this the very next day, sometimes even the same day. This one in particular, Twitch, unfortunately, has a 24-hour exclusivity period because it's monetized. So this podcast will hit the feed tomorrow, but in any case, you can listen live. And I see you guys out there in the chat. Everybody out there seems excited for Monday. What's going on out there? Happy Monday. Like I say, Monday isn't necessarily a bad thing if we don't have to make it that way, right? All right, so this show is the conspiracy. That's the news. So let's get to the news, shall we? Oh, by the way, before I get there, this show's live. We've always done this show live. As number one, it's okay, as kind of an example that it's okay to make mistakes, right? If you go all the way back, you can see my very first podcast is still up, and it's probably bad, by comparison to how, you do years of practice. You get better at this stuff. But, point being is that not everybody starts out good with all the fancy lights flashing and all the things that you see on the screen, right? It's this is 3 years of work to get to this point. And point being, if anybody out there is even remotely inspired to do something similar, please do go back and listen to the very first ones that we did, and they're not amazing, right? So it's out there. That's why we do it live, to kind of prove that you don't have to be anything other than just human to have smart conversations, right? You just have to think about things and try and attack them honestly, and that's it. It's as simple as that. We can say and ah a million times, and we still have people that love us, and that's kind of the point. So, and as a result of that, as we do it live with all the warts and ums and ahs and all the rest of this, it gives us a huge advantage because we can take phone calls and actually get live feedback in the chat and all the rest of this stuff that many other people cannot. Specifically podcasters that dice everything up in the laboratory and then put it out without the ums and the ahs and the perfectly scripted everythings. Well, we don't do that. 702-957-1037 is the phone number you can call. We have the phone line up, and we also have the Discord running. If you want to be part of the show, you can use either of them, and troubledminds.org is the official website. You can find the phone number and the Discord link at Troubled Minds. News.org, and that's what's up. Let's get to the news, shall we? What's up? Happy Monday, guys. I see there in the chat. How is everybody? All right, let's start with this. This is from livescience.com, and you guys know how I love how the media handles climate change, right? Well, here we go. Here's another perfect example of this. As you know, I will link my sources as we go, so all this will go in the chat, and then this will also go in the description box on YouTube and everywhere else, so that you can find my links, so you see that I'm not making this stuff up. All right, let's go to this. So Live Science reports a wobble in the moon's orbit could result in record flooding in the 2030s. New study finds. Hell yeah, right? Hell yeah. Climate change has already increased the frequency and severity of hurricanes, they say, and other extreme weather events around the world. But there's a smaller, less splashy threat on the horizon that could wreak havoc on America's coasts. Yeah, that's right. High tide floods, also called nuisance floods, occur in coastal areas when tides reach about 2 feet above the daily average high tide and begin to flood onto streets and seep through storm drains. True to their nickname, these floods are more of a nuisance than an outright calamity, inundating streets and homes, forcing businesses to close and causing cesspools to overflow. Well, that sounds like COVID, actually. But anyway, I digress. But the longer they last, the more damage they can do. Weird. The U.S. experienced more than 600 of these floods in 2019, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. But now a new study led by NASA warns that nuisance floods will become a much more frequent occurrence in the U.S. as soon as the 2030s, with the majority of the U.S. coastline expected to see 3 to 4 times as many high tide flood days each year for at least a decade. Oh, no. Right? Floods, fires, hurricanes, you name it, it's coming, guys. It's if we can talk fear, we're talking fear, and livescience.com is no exception here. In any case, well, don't worry, the floods are on the way, because they said so, right? This study. Here we go. The study, published June 21st in the journal Nature Climate Change, warns that these extra flood days won't be spread out evenly over the year, but are likely to cluster together over the span of just a few months, and coastal areas that now face just 2 or 3 floods a month may soon face a dozen or more. OMG! And so, of course, you would expect that Barack Obama didn't buy a mansion for $12 million on Martha's Vineyard, which apparently is right on the water. That's problematic? No, I think that's problematic. I'm just pointing it out that some of these folks that are, saying all this climate stuff and all the rest of this and the climate alarmism, that's my biggest beef with all this. Like I said, there's no doubt in my mind that we're changing the climate in some capacity as people, because we're there's billions of us, right? It's happening. But to the level that these guys say it is, to the fact that they've made prediction after prediction that falls flat based on their computer models, they expect us to forget, right? They expect us to forget this stuff. But now here's just another one. More floods in 2030, bigger hurricanes, scarier things, scarier everything. Fear, 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 right? And the only way for us to avoid this, of course, is for you to eat your handful of crickets and live in your tiny house. Sustainability, baby. That's what this is all about. But all the while, just pointing out the inconsistencies here. Al Gore driving his SUVs, living in his mansions, his heated swimming pools. All these a-holes out there doing their thing. And, it's not about the elites changing the way they live. It's about you changing the way you live, right? You see, there's a problem here. There's something called inequity. And it has nothing to do with, anything other than the elites say, we do, and we're supposed to accept it, right? And otherwise, if you don't, just ask George Clooney, because he'll back up the narrative. Anyway, you guys know how I feel about all that. Anyway, let's keep on trucking here. Let's keep on trucking here. What's up, guys? I see you in the chat. Let's see. Yeah. Thank you in the chat. I see you guys there. Thanks for hanging out with us today. All right, let's go to let's get off the more depressing variety of the gloom and doom of the media coming from Live Science of all places, and go to MysteryWire.com. This is George Knapp's website, and he talks about UFOs. So let's talk about this. This is a little more fun. Congressman Adam Schiff, right? Insert joke here about his name being almost exactly like you'd expect the dude to be. But anyway, here we go. This is okay. Does alien life form exist on the planet? Congressman Schiff is not ruling out alien life forms. In an exclusive interview with Alexan Balikian on Sunday Morning Matters, California Congressman Adam Schiff is not ruling out, following the Pentagon declassifying the report of 144 unidentified objects. Okay, yeah, that's written very poorly. Let's just hear what Shifty Schiff has to say. Action.
Function. We can't explain.
Oops. Let's rewind that. I was actually listening to that before this, and it's
forms. We saw some unclassified.
I didn't reset it. Let's reset that. Sorry about that. Let's try this again.
Those UAPs, alien life forms. We saw some unclassified documents from the Pentagon. Do you believe there's alien life form, and will this open up a bigger investigation into UFOs?
The report that we've received, and there's obviously a declassified version of it, points to a lot of unexplained aerial phenomenon. That is, things that we know are physical objects in the sky because they are measured by different sensors, so that it's not just an aberration of the weather, and it's not just a sensor problem or malfunction. We can't explain how they behave. Now, whether there is a rational explanation that excludes the possibility of some other more advanced life, my guess is there probably is, but I don't think we can rule anything out. And so one thing that these studies have demonstrated is we need to be much more scientific about our observation and recording of these phenomena so that we can figure out just what is it. How many are unmanned aerial vehicles? How many are weather balloons or other explainable phenomenon? Do any of them belong to our adversaries? And are some just beyond our or any other technical capability where we have to contemplate there might be something else involved?
Okay, just look at the look on the dude's face. I'm going to refresh this, and I'm going to just freeze it so you can see, like, near the end there. He's UFOs. Just got this just, basically a Schiff-eaten grin, if you know what I'm saying. Like, this guy just absolutely cannot... There you go. Can we pause it without the big? Oh, you can't. You can't really see. Anyway, you get the point, right? Like this guy, even when he's talking about UFOs, he just can't stop being a lying politician, and he just got this stupid look on his face as he describes all this stuff. Oh, weather balloons and the unmanned vehicles and the things and and then maybe, again, right? Just lockstep with the narrative, the mainstream narrative, like you would expect. We don't know what these things are. The UFOs. We can say with some confidence they're not China, they're not Russia, and they're not ours, definitely, because if they were, we'd just tell you. Of course, if they were, though, they wouldn't tell us. We know that's the truth. But we're not ruling out the fact that this could be something unknown to us, right? Come on, get out of here, people. This is BS. This is politics. This is liars, and this is the world we live in. It's unfortunate. This guy's a piece of garbage. He's always been, and of all the lying propagandists, this guy is one of the worst, the scummiest, slimiest piece of garbage politicians on earth, in my opinion. Surely there's worse, but I don't know. I'd be hard pressed to name a name other than this fool. But in any case, you see what's going on here, right? So not only does he echo exactly the talking points of the mainstream media, the mainstream narratives, right? It's the same thing. It's the same old BS. We don't know what this is. He even brings up weather balloons and weather anomalies. Get out of here, bro. just climb back under the rock you came from in California and stay there. We're not interested. Anyway, here we go. Shifty Schiff. All right, let's go to the debrief.com. Debrief.org. Incredible new nanotech material can produce clean energy inside your body. Yeah, right. How cool is this? This seems legitimate, right? That sounds cool. I mean, don't we already have a mechanism to create clean energy inside our bodies? And it's, you eat food, and then anyway, Here we go. Electricity has okay, let's blah, blah, blah. New nanotech research being undertaken by an international team of researchers at Tel Aviv University are exploring whether electric currents can be produced within the human body without the use of electrical devices, and instead through the activation of the body's own organs. With the help of a new biological material similar to collagen, the researchers say the body may be able to produce its own clean energy that can be used to power devices implanted within the body, which may no longer require batteries in the future. Yes, right? The research appeared in Nature Communications and was led by Professor Ehud Gazit. Yep, that's a real name. Founding director of Blavatnik Center for Drug Discovery and a staff member at the Wise Faculty of Life Sciences, Shmunis School of Biomedicine. Yep, that says Shmunis right there. I'm not kidding. Shmunis School of Biomedicine and Cancer Research, who worked with an international team based out of Australia, China, and Ireland. Yeah, according to Gazet, collagen, the most abundant protein in our bodies, is a biological material with a variety of physical properties that include both flexibility and mechanical strength, which make it uniquely suited for a variety of medical applications. The problem is that in terms of its molecular structure, collagen is complex and therefore somewhat difficult to use. Scientists who study collagens, okay, anyway, point being, right, I'm not sure, like again, right, everything seems to be based on, well, we're going to put these gizmos in the body, and then we're going to find some ways to power them with some things that, don't necessarily need batteries. Batteries not included, right? So I don't know. This is fine, right? This is fine. It's all fine and well. Incredible new nanotech material can produce clean energy inside your body, right there. Like I said, the upside down, right? The upside down. Yeah, this stuff's weird, right? Yeah, there you go. Let's file this under what could go wrong, says 40s AM, and I couldn't agree more. What in the world? All right, speaking of what could go wrong, let's look at this. This is from a website called cp24.com, and this is just insane. This is well, yeah. You guys facepalm yourself, because I'm about to do it. World Health Organization urges countries to stop dangerous trend of mixing and matching COVID-19 vaccines. Let's also file this under how could this go wrong? I got an idea. Let's put the last article and this one together, and then we'll mix and match the Johnson & Johnson, the Pfizer, and what's the other one? I don't even know. And then we'll do the electrical charges, no batteries required. And we'll see if, you start glowing in the dark like a nuclear cockroach, because who the hell knows, right? There we go. The World Health Organization's chief scientist on Monday advised against people mixing and matching COVID-19 vaccines from different manufacturers, calling it a dangerous trend, since there was little data available about the health impact. Quote, "It's a little bit of a dangerous trend here. We are in a data-free, evidence-free zone as far as mix and match." Somia Swarm. Let's get Microsoft Mike to help with that name. Let's there we go. Let's do that.
It's a little bit of a dangerous trend here. We are in a data-free, evidence-free zone as far as mix and match, Somia Swaminathan told an online briefing.
Somia Swaminathan. Somia Swaminathan. Right? I'm just saying. Microsoft Mike said it, so it's a real thing now. Quote, "It will be a chaotic situation in countries if citizens start deciding when and who will be taking a second, third, and fourth dose." Oh, I see. So they're already setting this up for the second, third, fourth dose. We're talking about mixing and matching speedball COVID cocktails now. Is that what these are going to be called? What the hell is this? And then not only that, I don't know. Like I said, let's just file this under how could this go wrong? And well, here we are. I don't know. This stuff to me is a little bit terrifying. If people are like, yeah, let's just double them up. I got the Johnson. Let's put the Moderna, and then we'll save the Pfizer for the end of the year. We'll put them all together, and then what? And I hope it works. Cross your fingers. Yeah. All right. Let's. We're about time for a quick word from our sponsor, which is you. Are you digging the show? If so, you can support us quite easily and at no additional cost to you if you already have an Amazon Prime account. Since we stream on Twitch every day, all you have to do is link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and they give you free games on a monthly basis for your personal use, and also a bonus $5 a month to send to your favorite streamer as a way to bring more people to Twitch. And all you have to do is sync up the two accounts and click subscribe. Thanks for considering us. All right, so let's keep on trucking, shall we? This is from theguardian.com. Robert shared this in the Discord not too long ago. And by the way, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, you are basically outside of the Cool Kids Club. So get your ass in there, troubledminds.org, click the Discord link. Lots of smart people sharing ideas and links and all kinds of stuff in there. There's pretty much only, a couple rules. Don't spam and don't be a D-bag. It's as simple as that, right? Here we go. From The Guardian. Nightmare scenario. Alarm as advertisers seek to plug into our dreams. Yeah, right? Yeah, here we go. All right, so Coors encouraged people to watch a short online video before bed. Coors, of course, is a beer brand, Anheuser-Busch, right? Then, wait, is it Anheuser or is it not? I don't even know. I don't even care. It continues. Coors encouraged people to watch a short online video before bed, then play an 8-hour soundscape through the night. If successful, this targeted dream incubation would trigger refreshing dreams of Coors, according to the company. It's unclear how many people took part in the dream manipulation. The top Google search result for Coors Dreams is currently the song Dreams, performed by the Irish pop rock band The Coors, C-O-R-R-S. But experts warn that the Coors campaign is not just a gimmick and may have opened a door to a troubling future. Quote, they're trying to push an addictive drug on people who are naive to what's being done to them. I don't know if it can get much worse than that. Bob Stickgold, a cognitive neuroscientist and professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School, said of Coors' effects, which he believed could potentially be replicated by other companies. Quote, anything you could imagine an advertising campaign for at all could arguably be enhanced by weaponizing sleep, Stickgold said. Stickgold was one of the co-authors of a recent open letter which sounded the alarm over companies using targeted dream incubation in June. The letter was signed by 35 sleep and dream researchers from around the world. Yeah, right? Like, once again, let's file this under how could this go wrong? Now, right? Again, as we end up like it seems like the world just gets more and more oddball, right? Like the stuff that we're talking about is like, no, this is science fiction. This shit doesn't exist, does it? Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does. Okay, first off, do you really need like a brainwash, what do they call this? Targeted dream incubation to want some beer? I mean, holy crap, man. I don't know, right? So clearly, the implications are quite a bit more than just popping open a cold one after a long day of work. This could be used for anything, right? You guys have seen the movie Inception, have you not? Where they try to implant an idea deep inside of somebody's brain to change who they fundamentally are. Well, imagine if you could do that. And by the way, so let's just fundamentally change who somebody is and make them want a Coors. Want a nice cold beer. Yeah, right? There you go. See, Salcedo's got it right. What's up, James says, yeah, I don't need help with wanting beer. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. Coors, on the other hand, well, you'd have to brainwash the shit out of me for me to drink that swill. But in any case, this is, like I said, larger implications here. And I don't know, like, did anybody do this? Like, I just heard of this today, so I didn't actually check. Let's see. Would trigger refreshing dreams. Let's see. Here's the actual Business Wire. Where's this from? Nah. I was hoping to see like the little video they want you to watch. Let's see. Infiltrate people's dreams. No. Yeah, there's no. It doesn't look like there's a link to the video. I'm curious what the video is. Like I'm ready to put my goggles on and watch the brainwash video and see if it makes me want a Coors. But I doubt that. It would take a lot to make me want to drink that garbage. But in any case, I don't know like what's up with this. This is pretty sick. And so not only have we talked about in the past scientists trying to right? Like, kind of create dream states with advertising jingles and things like this, right? I mean, this is what's happening now. It's already happening on TV and things like this. Like, you think they don't do studies on what the most subliminal, impact they can have with their commercials are right now? Of course they do. Of course they do, right? They want their jingle to stick in your head and be that earworm you can't get rid of, right? That's the whole idea here. But now, if people are like, yeah, I don't know who would like literally just be like, okay, cool, let's try this. Let's see if it makes me want some Coors tomorrow. Isn't that the worst idea you've ever heard? Isn't that just the worst idea? Yeah, there you go. Robert says ads. What about your Amazon Echo suddenly pouring out ads while you sleep? And not only that, how about barely audible ads that just your subconscious picks up because you're sleeping, right? So it's not enough to even jostle you or wake you in any way, but you're hearing exactly what the hell's going on because Alexa told you so. Yeah, this is creepy stuff, and I don't know. I'm gonna make a recommendation, guys. Don't do this, please. Just don't do this. All right, let's continue. This is from the Jerusalem Post. And yeah, this is weird, right? Dumb AF. What's up, Elena? Yeah, dumb AF. All right, yeah, dumb AF. Here's another one. The Jerusalem Post reports this. Asteroid impact could be deflected by hijacking TV satellites. This study says. Yeah, that sounds very sci-fi, does it not? Let's read some of this. All right. An asteroid hurtling towards Earth and impacting the planet is one of the most devastating possible disasters that could happen. And this scenario and the various means of combating it are staples of the many science fiction series or TV films that are broadcast on television. But the satellites capable of making these very broadcasts may just be the things that can save the planet. TV broadcast satellites, according to a study by European company Airbus Space, can easily and quickly be essentially hijacked and repurposed into a means of deflecting an incoming asteroid. Oh, sweet. Despite the seemingly far-off nature of a possible asteroid collision, the scenario is far from unlikely. Astronomers around the world, including NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office, the PDCO, work to monitor all nearby asteroids and calculate their trajectory to see if any of them pose a threat to the planet. And asteroids have struck the planet before. The most famous incident in recent memory was the 1908 Tunguska event, when an asteroid exploded over the Earth's surface in part of Russia. Right? Everybody remembers that. 1908. Totally. Now the thing is this. Let's watch part of this video. This is from how is Airbus helping protect Earth from asteroids? It's a little bit long, but let's see. Let's see what it says. Let's see. If we have a little video to play, why the hell not? Let's let it rip. Let's go. There we go. There you go. Let's do that this way. Action. Emergency asteroid deflection. Yeah, now we're talking. This is better than most Hollywood movies already. Are we already prepared to deflect an asteroid heading towards Earth? The video says.
And that's exactly what the FAST-KD study is addressed. What are the prerequisites? What exactly do we need to prepare in order to successfully prevent an asteroid impact on Earth?
For which deflection scenarios do we need to prepare?
There are two characteristic different impact scenarios. The first one, if you have a very long warning time, this means about 20, 30 or 40 years in advance, then you have sufficient time to develop, build, test, launch and finally operate the deflection attempt. If you have a very short warning time, meaning perhaps just 3 years or 5 years in advance, then there's no chance. You won't have enough time to build and test it and launch it. So you really need to have it already prepared and ready for the launch in your garage, or how we say in our assembly and integration facilities.
Okay, never mind. That's a little long. So anyway, I've linked it. This video is almost 4 minutes long. We're not going to play the whole thing. But point being, they think they can repurpose television satellites to actually stop this from happening by kind of hijacking them, using them as drones, and maybe ramming them, I guess. Is that the idea here? I think that's the idea here. Let's see. Our proposed solution put forward by NASA's PDCO and Johns Hopkins University is a double asteroid redirection test mission, which proposed sending a rocket to an asteroid to utilize speed and its impact to alter, an asteroid's trajectory ever so slightly enough to throw it off course. So I think that's the weird part about this, right? Is that it seems like maybe throwing an asteroid off course and with zero gravity or any kind of any of that it seems like it'd be an easy thing, right? But I'm not so sure about that because, well, it's in space after all, and some people don't believe space is real, so we're gonna just leave it at that. But I don't know. I think that this is. Well, we'll see. If they think they got a plan for this and they think they're going to do it, yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm cool for that. Let's, do we really need all those TV satellites anyway? You know what I'm talking about? Let's just get rid of that crap because, yeah, it's just more brainwash all the time. Let's see. Where is the one? I thought I had another. There we go. All right. So not only that, so let's go to live science. We'll go back to that. Now we have not just using the Airbus strategy of repurposing actual television satellites. We have this. China wants to launch asteroid-deflecting rockets to save Earth from Armageddon. The asteroid could be rammed by 23 of China's Long March 5 rockets. Like I'm saying, we just have to bump it, right? Like, you just have to get out there and bump that sucker, and it should be fine. But, well, I guess getting enough lead time. I mean, I'll bet you... think about this. Do you think if Elon Musk, they were like, shit, man, we got 9 months, you think he'd bump that sucker? I think he'd get a rocket up in like 6 weeks. Like, that dude, he doesn't sleep. He is an alien, right? I mean, I don't know. Like the estimates here where they're like, oh, we need 3 to 5 years and shit like this, and they call that a short window. Nah, man. I'm pretty sure, like, you remember that whole Armageddon with Bruce Willis and that whole bit and the thing, the asteroid and, that whole thing? Nah, man. Elon Musk and his team, I'm pretty sure 6 weeks, right? I'm pretty sure. They'd be like, they'd test it in 6 weeks, and in 6 more weeks, they'd be launching yeah. Anyway, so Chinese asteroid, similar thing here, except minus the Elon Musk, of course. Chinese scientists are planning to fire more than 20 rockets into space to divert an asteroid impact that has a small chance of one day ending life on Earth. Their target is an asteroid named Bennu, Bennu, an 85.5 million ton space rock that is on track to swoop within 4.6 million miles of Earth's orbit between 2175 and 2199. That's the year. 2175, 2199. So they have a long ass time, right? Like a lifetime or two from now till then. And although Bennu's chances of striking Earth are slim at just 1 in 2700, the asteroid is as wide as the Empire State Building is tall, meaning that any collision with the Earth would be cataclysmic. The estimated kinetic energy of Bennu's impact with Earth is 1,200 megatons, which is roughly 80,000 times greater than the energy of the bomb dropped at Hiroshima. For comparison, the space rock that wiped out the dinosaurs delivered about 100 million megatons of energy. Live Science previously reported. So 1,200 megatons, 100 million megatons. So we're not talking the end of all life on Earth, but we're talking a really bad day. Scientists at China's National Space Center calculated that 23 Long March 5 rockets, each weighing 992 tons, pushing against the rock simultaneously, would be necessary to divert the asteroid away from a fatal course by nearly 6,000 miles. Their calculations are detailed in a new study published in the forthcoming November 1st issue of the journal Icarus. Yeah, so anyway, I'm glad people are thinking about this. Would it really take 23 rockets to do this? Does that make sense to anybody? You need 23 rockets pushing simultaneously to move this thing. I mean, inertia in like zero gravity. I don't know. It's a good thing they're not asking me, because I'd be like, yeah, one should do it, right? One ought to do it. Let's set one up. Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. In any case, good they're thinking about this stuff, but interesting that the time frame is between 2175 and 2199, the asteroid Bennu. And a very bad day. A very bad day indeed. All right, let's continue. Let's go to futurism.com. Yep, here we go. More WTF. The WHO says gene hacking superhumans should be illegal. Oh, thanks, WHO. The gene editing research community is trying to find the most ethical way to move forward. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So now some of the, let's see, after the now famous scientist He Jiankui experimentally gene hacked several human embryos and allowed them to be born as babies, the genetics research community began to scramble for new ground rules. Now some of those rules are starting to take shape. The Wall Street Journal reports a special, now this is so gold, the World Health Organization advisory panel. So we're taking information from the WHO, right? The World Health Organization, who again lied about COVID, blocked for China, just like stupid misinformation constantly. Like, I hate that we have to get information from these clowns because it's not good. This is not good. I think anytime you see the World Health Organization, you should probably just turn your monitor off and walk away. Just saying. So anyway, from two new reports on Monday that issue recommendations and ethical guidelines for the international research community around thorny genetics ethics questions. Unfortunately, for anyone who'd hoped that recent advances in CRISPR tech meant they could gene hack their way into some swole muscles, for instance, it seems like human augmentation outside of medical necessity is getting the axe. Oh, so that totally won't happen, right? Quote, we want people to look at what is happening now and what we need to do to shape the way research will proceed. Dalhousie University gene editing ethicist and committee member Francois Baylis told the Wall Street Journal. Alongside gene editing meant to augment human performance, the reports also urged against germline edits or any genetic alteration that a patient would pass along to their future children. Instead, ethicists generally agree, and the committee recommended that it's best to focus on edits intended to treat or reverse diseases. Well, that's good. As long as they're going to agree not to do these things, right? You know what I'm saying? Love this stuff when they make these agreements that nobody's going to stick by. They're going to be like, basically what an agreement like this means is, okay, nobody's allowed to do this shit publicly. We're going to do this in underground bases with black budgets, right? Like, that's what this shit means, if we're being real, right? I mean, that's really what this means. So, I mean, come on. Anyway, it's nice, like I always say, the world we live in is basically a PR front for all the dirty shit that's going on. And here's just another example of that. It's just like the space treaty, right? No weapons in space. And then there's killer satellites, there's directed energy weapons, there's all kinds of shit out there that we know and can verify, even though it's against, the treaty, the weaponization of space, which basically means treaties are kind of worthless, right? I mean, it's kind of like the, handshake agreement. Well, we won't make this publicly known. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Let's take a quick break. I think we're overdue. You are listening to, what is this? Troubled Minds News. I'm Michael Strange. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a quick break. Okay, welcome back to Troubled Minds News. Let's continue, shall we? Let's continue with the PR front of Troubled Minds News, which would be me, which is also the black budget version of the dirtiness that goes on behind the scenes, which basically is none of that. But, here you go anyway. Here we go. This company sells, this is from CNBC.com. This company sells passports to Americans looking for a tax break on their Bitcoin profits. As always, right, don't get me started on taxes. However, this is the type of stuff that's going on. It's been going on for a long time with the Panama Papers and, all this other stuff. These rich mofos run into different parts of the world for their tax breaks, right? Well, now we have this company that's actually providing passports to people that are crypto rich, right? So if you don't know how it works, let's say you invest a bunch of money in crypto and never cash it out, and that shit swells into, several million or 10 million or 100 million or whatever, right? Tons of money. Let's say it just turns into a shitload of money. Well, then it's not taxable until you cash it out, turn it into fiat currency, or swap it for another crypto, right? That's the way the rules work right now. But so what happens is, let's say you invest, let's say a few $1,000s, and it just swells incredibly and you get millions, right? Then even on your tiny investment, it's not the investment that you put in, it's the amount you take out. So then the government is entitled to 40% of that shit or something, right? So for nothing, right? Money for nothing and your chicks for free. So yeah, anyway, here we go. Russian expatriate Katie Ananina has spent the last 3 years helping people dodge taxes on their Bitcoin gains. It is all part of her mission to stick it to the man, one case of tax avoidance at a time. How could that go wrong, right? How could that go wrong? As the name suggests, Plan B Passport offers crypto-rich clients a path to a second passport to pick one of 7 mostly tropical tax haven states, all of which are exempt from capital gains taxes on crypto holdings. Quote, I was smart enough to figure out that $200 in Bitcoin will be worth $100,000 at some point, said Ananina. I don't think the government should have 40% of that. Yeah, right? I don't know. Yeah. And then, you know, tax more on top of that and then the other things and everything else. And don't get me started on taxes. I warned you guys not to get me started on taxes. Anyway, so this is how it works. Every year, Plan B Passport helps hundreds of people from countries like the United States, the UK, Australia, and Canada obtain a second passport in one of 7 countries. St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, holy crap, what are these? Grenada, St. I don't even know what these places are. Oh, and Portugal. I know that one, Portugal. Where the hell are these places? Let's get some help from our lovely assistant, Microsoft Mike. These places are where are the tax havens currently, and I did know Portugal because, well, that's probably where I'm going to move soon. Well, I'm not a crypto millionaire yet, but when I am, I tell you what. Here we go.
St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Vanuatu, Grenada, St. Lucia, and Portugal.
There you go. So all of that. I don't, again, like I said, I don't even know where half those places are. I can't even pronounce the other half, so it's all good. But in any case, so those are the places where you can get your tax skirt the taxes. Get your skirt the taxes on. So the company works in tandem with each government's residence or citizenship by investment programs. Quote, it's an attractive way to draw on foreign investments and especially prominent in countries with few natural resources, said Ernest Marais, an attorney with international tax law firm Anderson. So there you go. I don't know. This is the way it is, and this is the future, right? The future is going to be this. Eventually, very much like Elysium, right? The tax haven is going to be the people with a ton of Bitcoin are going to go live on the satellites, and all the rest of us are going to live here with the dirty water, right? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. But anyway, this is a nice start, isn't it? This is a nice start. So if anybody knows the way to quick crypto riches, let me know. I'd love to cash in and go move to the satellite. It would be fantastic. All right, let's go to CBS News. Yeah, this is pretty cool. A planetary conjunction happening right now, tonight. How to watch, this is July 12th, how to watch Venus and Mars align in a unique planetary conjunction tonight. Yep, it's happening. So our sister planet Venus, the planet with the closest orbit to the orbit of Earth, is sometimes, okay, we already know that, referred to as a morning star or evening star based on whether it's visible around sunrise or sunset. This month, it's the latter, with the rocky, hellish hot world appearing low in the west during the half hour following sunset. All month long, Venus and Mars, Earth's other neighbor, will be moving closer and closer together. And on Monday night, the evening star and the red planet will appear in the sky just a finger's width apart. And you can see right there in the nice little graphic, they're going to be right next to each other. There you go. Pretty neat. I thought for you stargazers out there, for you dreamers, that maybe you would want to go out and watch the Venus and Mars alignment. And if you didn't know what was happening, well, now you do. See? There you go. Don't say I never did anything for you. I'm trying to help you go see some beautiful cosmic sights. All right, let's go to CNBC.com. This is Virgin Galactic. Now, this is odd, right? Everybody over the weekend watched Richard Branson go into space, right? Wink, wink, space. Barely space, but space is space, right? Anyway, for some reason, explain this to me, Virgin Galactic falls 17% after it gets set to sell $500 million in stock following Branson's successful flight. All right, wouldn't that actually make more sense if it was going to go up? I just don't understand what's going on here. I don't, like, again, right? I don't. Anyway, so if they're going to sell a bunch of stock, the price is going to go down. I don't know. I'm not trying to figure this out. I kind of don't even care. But I was just like, wait, does that make sense at all to anybody? The stock for Virgin Galactic falls at 17% after it gets set to sell $500 million in stock following Branson's successful flight. So what are they trying to do? Cash out on the successful flight and then I'm still confused. Anyway, Virgin Galactic, which shares under the ticker SPCE, fell 17.3% after it filed notice of its stock sale offering with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Trading in Virgin Galactic was briefly halted Monday morning due to volatility. Virgin Galactic has 240 million shares outstanding, of which 164.6 million are available to the public for trading. Based on Friday's closing price of $49.20, Virgin's 500 million offering would equate to nearly 10.2 million shares. Yeah, okay. Anyway, it just goes to show you I don't understand any of this shit, but it doesn't make sense to me. You'd figure this would go up. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. This is the type of stuff that has anybody watched that Branson flight over the weekend? Anybody impressed? One small step for billionaires and one huge step for the rest of us who may never get up there because, well, it's freaking expensive. But I don't know. Like this is one of those things where I was like, meh. Big deal, right? Like, who kind of cares? Only because, well, like, it seems odd to me that we're now talking about space tourism already when we're like, really don't have any kind of like foothold even on the moon, or I don't know. Like I said, everything seems backwards. Everything seems back-asswards. Like you would expect that, if it's a commercial venture and you want to sell $250,000 tickets to get into space, wouldn't it be a little better to just maybe get a base on the moon and mine this shit out of the moon, use it as a jumping point to mine asteroids and then just buy the Earth and Mars and Venus? I don't know. Like I said, it doesn't make any sense to me. Let's continue, shall we? Let's continue. This is one of my favorite topics, by the way. Let's rat on each other. Yeah, one of my favorites. This is from the Epoch Times. FBI tells Americans to report family members and peers in tweet and gets blowback. Yeah, as you would expect. Oh, by the way, before we talk about that, this is live. If you guys have comments on any of this and you would love to be part of the show, you want to say hi, show feedback, just whatever's cool. We're not going to be super picky here. It's an open line. It's and there's several lines. So if we get like inundated with phone calls, we could even take several phone calls. So it's all good. 702-957-1037, troubledminds.org. Click the Discord link and get your ass in the Discord if you are not a part of that yet. All right, let's go back to this. Yep, let's go back to this. The Epoch Times. FBI tells Americans to report family members and peers and tweet gets blowback. Yep. Well, this is paywalled, so we're going to use the Dwayne Dibley trick, and we're going to look at it here, because here's the, yep. Yep, I know. Sorry, Johnson. Sorry, buddy. All right, here we go. The FBI tells Americans to report family members and peers and tweet gets blowback. And I did check the tweet. And yes, it is legitimate in the archive. Yep, this is a tweet from the FBI. Check this out. It's one of those ones where you're like, what? Here we go. Trying to paint our neighbors and our family and our friends as domestic terrorists. Here we go. Quote from the FBI, straight from their Twitter account. Family members and peers are often best positioned to witness signs of mobilization to violence. Help prevent homegrown violent extremism. Visit go.usa.gov, this website, to learn how to spot suspicious behaviors and report them to the FBI. Notably, by the way, remember that guy that shot up that school in Florida? That kid that was like 21 years old. I say kid, but he was a grown man at that point. Remember that guy? What was his name? I don't remember. Not that it matters. But remember, they politicized the shit out of that. CNN had like town halls for like 6, 7, 8 to 10 months, over and over. Parkland, and they had that kid. By the way, that young man, that 20-year-old, 21-year-old, however old he was at the time when he shot up the school and killed those people. By the way, he had been reported to the FBI. Often. Not only that, he had been reported to the local sheriff dozens of times, and they knew he had firearms and was potentially dangerous. So this is what I'm talking about, right? So it seems to me, and I've said this before, that, and I'll continue to say this, that they're not really looking to stop these things, right? Because, I mean, they get these tips all the time, right? I mean, like, this stuff is normal. Like we know when somebody needs help, right? When somebody is probably going to, spurg out and do something terrible, right? Well, you kind of have a feeling. You got a gut feeling about it, right? But they get tips on these things, and then these tragedies still happen, right? So what are they really looking to spot? I mean, they're probably looking to go after guys like who? Like, well, I don't know, me, right? I mean, I haven't had any problems yet, but I'm not foolish enough to believe that I may not have issues with this eventually. because they want to get into what I'm doing, right? They want to be able to stop. Not like I said, not me. There's people that are way have a much larger reach, way smarter than me. All that stuff. It's fine. But what I'm trying to say is, it's like, they've been reported. There've been like tons of like instances, and if you want me to dig them up, I'll dig them up. All right, but there've been instances, let's say several plus anyway, that reports have been made and nothing happens, and these tragedies still come to fruition, right? I mean, what about the Vegas shooter, right? I mean, like things like this, like they knew what was up with this guy. Like they acted like they didn't after the fact, but they knew he was on the radar. Anyway, point being, like, they kind of know. They have these terror watch lists for a reason, but then what happens as a result? Well, there you go. So anyway, family members and peers are often best positioned to witness signs of mobilization to violence. And very much like Facebook has also said recently that, you may have been subjected to extremist content. Yeah, that's what's going on here. Again, like I said, just pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening, because it seems to me like they're trying to Anyway, let's read some of this. The FBI is receiving criticism for a tweet it posted on July 11th that suggests Americans should monitor family members and peers for signs of mobilization to violence and report suspicious behaviors in an effort to prevent extremist activities. Yep, we read the tweet. Within the tweet is a link to a government booklet written in 2015 regarding signs that someone might be considering violence, but the publication mainly pertains to Islamist terrorist organizations, including ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Quote, it is important to consider the totality of circumstances when observing potential indicators, as some factors may increase the risk of extremist violence in a given situation, the booklet says, adding that some factors include an individual who has an inability to cope with changes or perceived failures in relationships, school, or career. A, quote, history of violence and unstable mental state, social isolation or inability to join with or relate to others, and a possession of, access to, or familiarity with weapons or explosives should be flagged, the FBI wrote. So how many people do you think are already like that out there? How many people do you think? Like, you think it's hundreds? You think it's thousands? You think it's tens of thousands that kind of fall into this thing, right? This description right there of, antisocial people with, disengaged from society with access to firearms that may be a high risk for violence, right? How many do you think? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just wondering. Like, do you think it's? I mean, there's 330 million people, 340 million or something like that in this country. So, do you think just in this country there's maybe tens of thousands of people like this? I would think probably, and I would think probably they're already being watched, right? Or reported, or have been reported. But I don't know. It seems, once again, it seems like, okay, so clearly you've got a watch list of people already. So are you going to do something, or are you going to not, right? Like, is it that pesky Fourth Amendment and stuff like that gets in the way? I don't know. Like at what point, right? At what point do you do something? At what point do you not? And then you can't literally just like send us all the data and then not be stopping shit, right? So I don't know. So I guess maybe if you listen to CNN, there's 500 mass shootings this year already or some shit like that. But is it really though? I don't know. Anyway, like I said, it just seems like a bunch of BS, all this. And don't forget, report your family members and peers when they're signs of mobilization to violence. Just saying. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. All right. We're about to finish this up. We're about done. Final one. Let's go to this. Now this is rich. This is fantastic stuff right here. This is from BBC. The BBC, one of those fantastic news sources, just slightly less well known than CNN for their perfect journalism. Google boss Sundar Pichai warns of threats to internet freedom. That's rich. Oh, really? Google boss. Got it. Oh, well, I'm glad you're concerned, because I mean, like there's probably a lot of people you smack down with your YouTube policies and all the rest of the shit you do. By the way, YouTube is owned by Google. For those that didn't know, almost everybody knows that, but I think it's worth mentioning. That was my leap in logic. Here we go. The free and open internet is under attack in countries around the world. Oh, I see. Only in other countries. Google boss Sundar Pichai has warned. He says many countries are restricting the flow of information, and the model is often taken for granted. In an in-depth interview with the BBC, Pichai also addresses controversies around tax, privacy, and data. Did somebody say taxes? No. Let's not say that. And he argues artificial intelligence is more profound than fire, electricity, or the internet. What does that tell you? What does that tell you about what's going on out there? Think about that. He argues artificial intelligence is more profound than the discovery of fire, electricity, or the internet itself. Skynet, anybody? Yeah. Pichai is chief executive of one of the most complex, consequential, and rich institutions in history. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so he says, quote, I view it as the most profound technology that humanity will ever develop and work on, he said. If you think about fire or electricity or the internet, it's like that, but I think even more profound. Artificial intelligence, of course, is at the base, attempted to replicate human intelligence in machines. Various AI systems are already better at solving particular kinds of problems than humans. Yep. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Taxing tech. Now, interestingly, right, this rich guy and running Google and, right, Google gets defensive on matters relating to tax. But notice, not taxing me or taxing you, they could give a shit about that because it's a grotesquely unfair tax system as it is. Like I said, don't get me started on taxes. But here we go. For several years, the company has paid huge sums to accountants and lawyers in order to legally reduce their tax obligations. You see? So you pay one way of the hustle and you're good, right? Because you're creating some jobs or some bullshit. But then you're still part of the hustle because it's a broken tax system. And he's bitching and moaning about that. For instance, in 2017, Google moved more than $20 billion to Bermuda through a Dutch shell company as part of a strategy called Double Irish Dutch Sandwich. There you go. What does that sound like to you, other than something that's probably extremely delicious? But the Double Irish Dutch Sandwich is also a tax avoidance scheme, right? So at what point is tax avoidance tax evasion? And at what point do when you run people out of the country because they make money, are you really helping everybody else who can't afford to flee? You see what's going on? Like it's broken. It's broken. It's broken. And then if you can't afford to pay lawyers and accountants and have the dream team of tax avoidance, then you just get fucked anyway, right? Like I said, don't get me started on taxes. I responded to this anyway, blah, blah. I don't care. This guy's a dick, and he's full of it. And, he should be concerned about taxes on you and me, not taxes on Google, because they're shitting billions anyway. Who cares, right? Who cares? Is anybody, did that tug your heartstrings when we talked about Google being taxed? Anybody sad about that? Yeah, of course not. Of course not. No. They should be paying us back for our data they've ripped off to create the Skynet that's coming. Anyway, as we finish this up, we're finished. But look, this is the thing. We have Troubled Minds tonight at 7 p.m. So don't worry, we're not done tonight. We're still going to keep on trucking and doing this. We're going to be waving our fist at the air and hollering back and kicking dirt in the man's eyes and doing what we can. But, it's only small voices, small digital voices on the internet. But like I always say, you get enough of them shouting in the same direction and things can change. Things can turn. You can get people's attention. So that's the idea. That's what we're doing here. Troubled Minds News, 702-957-1037. Got a couple minutes left for you if you want to comment on any of this stuff. TroubledMinds.org. Join the Discord. And a great way to send me articles if you want them featured in this is to join the Discord. Send them. 40s AM is dropping tons of articles in there all the time. Thank you very much for that. We got stuff from Robert in there. We got stuff from everybody. Everybody's sharing articles all the time. And what's going on in the world, it's probably a fantastic hub to kind of find good stuff there. So anyway, as we finish, that's what's up. We're going to say thank you to the folks that have have actually supported the show. So let's do that, and let's finish this sucker up. What is it? What are we doing? And hell, I don't know. I don't know where we're at, and I don't know where we're going, but at least we're here right now, and sometimes that's all that matters, right? Sometimes that's all that matters. Let's go to this and play some outro music, and there we go. So I have no idea what's on deck tonight for Troubled Minds. We got, a big whopping 3 hours between here and there, so I'll figure something out as usual, and that's that. But let's play this. Let's go to the Star Wars crawl. So I was going to give you a sneak peek of what's happening tonight, but I don't even know. Maybe it's something that we talked about here. Maybe it's not. I have no idea. No freaking clue. But let's watch this. These are the folks that have subbed up to the channel that are help supporting us. Like I said, if you're supporting us at this point, you're paying the bills of the show. I appreciate that a lot. The phone number is expensive, and the hosting we took care of because we got this new deal with Spreaker and some other stuff. So we got some other bills handled, and so instead, the small amount of money that's coming in is going to ads for discoverability. So if you want to help the show, right here, sub up on Twitch. Again, if you got an Amazon Prime account, it's free for you. You've already paid for it. It's included in your Amazon Prime. And if you're like on a family plan, so if you're like I actually share an Amazon Prime with a member of my family. So both of those people on the plan can also sub up. So if you're like kind of like a family, share-e of a Prime account, that counts. So if you want to do that, please just connect your Prime account to your Twitch account and then sub up to the channel. It sends $2.49 a month straight to Troubled Minds. I appreciate all you guys supporting us and doing that. Also, all the gift subs, thank you. The Patreon folks, thank you. We got another bonus show coming up this month. I'll try and get something together, let you know when. And that's what's up. That's what we're doing. Trying to be the hardest working man here and just get the information out and talk about all the things that need to be talked about. So there we are. That's what's on deck. Let's do this. We'll play the thing and do the out, and we'll see you in a couple hours. Let's do this. Yes, that's right. Episode 4, A New Hope. Nap time. I don't have time for a nap. I got to put a show together. A huge thank you to all our amazing supporters. Join the list today. The list: Twitch subs, AJ Dare, thank you. Alien Nichan, Dark Devious, 40s AM, Ident, J Up, Jay from New York, Noble Kal-El, Monochromatic, what's up Bailey? We got Not the Golf Channel, Quint67, Hi Robert, Stinky Carnival, Super Vike, Satan Claus, and the Patreon supporters. Thank you to Alien Nichan for doing both. Axel Steele, we got Dark Devious, Dwayne Dibley, we've got Hell21 and J-Up as well, done both. Thank you. Matt Sal and Twigs. And there you go. There you go. It's as simple as that. Simple as that. Thank you guys so much. It does help a lot in putting this show where it needs to be. And I think more people need to hear this. More people need to have these type of conversations. And that's that. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic afternoon. Happy Monday. Don't let it get you down. Troubled Minds coming up in 3 hours. And we'll be talking about some weird shit like we always do. Have a great one, guys. Michael Strange, out.